you know that if an airplane is 2 degrees offline and it's flying from Los Angeles to Boston, it doesn't come anywhere near the airport? Since I'm teaching you to hit the ball longer and straighter, we got to make sure that we have our directions and our alignment going properly. I think some of the faults might be something like this. What we want to try to do is if I stand sideways, have my feet together, and I'm just looking down my target line, as you notice, my toes, my knees, my hips, my shoulders, everything are in alignment with my target. It's very easy for me to stand here and look at it. Not a problem. The problem gets when I put the ball down in front of you, because you get ball fever and you start getting into manipulations we don't need. You know, think of the railroad track and how a train goes down it. You have an outside rail and an inside rail. That outside rail is the one we want to consider as our line of flight, our direction is where the ball wants to go. It's going to be setting up for our line of power is what it's going to be. The inside rail is the one that we're going to align our body with. It's slightly maybe left of our target, but it's parallel to it. And the reason we want to do this is because we've got to get that club going down that rail. So one thing I want you to understand is once I get my good posture, and that is I've set the ball up, we're going to use this shaft right here as my alignment for the for the ball. So let me set this up for you. Here's where the ball's going to be. Here's the inside rail. So what we want to do is we want to set up with our feet together. Put the club behind the ball. That's on our outside rail. That aligns my toes, my knees, my hips, and my shoulders. That puts them on the inside rail. If you notice, as I look down on the club on the ground and the one up, I'm in parallel that's on the same plane. So once I've done that, here's what we're going to do. The front foot goes forward just a little bit. The right foot goes back. That sets us in a good posture as we talked about earlier. It has my weight in good position. So now that I've got those in that position, now look at me once I've taken my golf swing, my golf setup, I am still in perfect alignment. What I don't want to see you doing is walking up to the ball and thinking, okay, I'm going to do my body first and then I'm going to set the club down, because now what has happened? We are not parallel to our target. We have to start a routine on alignment. This is the best one. This is what you see all the tour players do. They stand behind that outside rail, which is the ball. They find their target line. They put the club behind the ball. Then they get their posture. You never see them, as I said, walk up and they kind of get their feet and they turn their bodies and they're looking at their shoulders and everything, and then they set the club down. That is not a good way to start off your alignment. So let's do this. Most of you do some strange things once I get you aligned. I think the greatest story is when Chi Rodriguez told me, he says, your game of golf in America is totally different from Puerto Rico. And I said, how's that, Chi? He says, well, you Americans, you aim left, the ball goes right, you hit it 7 times and you claim to have a 5. He said, we don't play like that. And I said, you know what, you made a great point. We don't know how to align ourselves, and that's why the ball has curvature. So we want to make this ball go straight. We want it going down the line of power. You got to stay with me on this. So with our alignment, let's start with our feet close. We separate them. That gets 4 points: toes, knees, hips, and shoulders in a line. That way we can take this club back and keep it down the line of power.